I'm Lum,
So,
and the director.
what's the hardest thing about voice acting?
The hardest thing about voice acting is definitely trying to portray the emotion, because you have to use your voice and you don't have your face or any other kind of feature to, or nonverbal communication to portray that feeling. So it's definitely portraying the emotion is the hardest with that. Hi, Paper. How are you?
Have you ever had a fan recognize your voice?
All the time. No. I have not had a fan recognize my voice before because I have never met any of the UI fans. So maybe one day after we've made a few, I will have some fans and they'll recognize me. Ooh, what are some weird things I do in the booth? Well, I don't think I can answer that. You know, pick my nose, whatever. When nobody's looking, I'll never tell.
Do you learn your lines ahead of time, or are you more of an improv person?
Well, I try to go by the script when I look at it. I don't learn all of my lines before I come in. I just go line for line, and if it doesn't fit, then I'll make something up. And yeah, that's about it.
Describe a typical voice session.
A typical voice session at Swirl would consist of me getting the person to sit in the booth and stop talking to everybody in the studio, and then I would just get them prepared, get the equipment prepared, get their scripts, and let them look over their lines if they want, and we just begin, and we go scene by scene, line by line, and until we're all done. Usually don't go over 2.5 hours, because after then they kind of lose the character. So what Steve is like as a voice actor, he's very fun to work with because he is part of an improv comedy troupe, so he can make up a lot of the stuff by himself and I don't have to feed him lines. So I mean, he's a very good actor to work with.
If you could have Lum end up with any of the UI men, who would you end up with? Who would she end up with?
If I could have Lum end up with any of the UI men, I think that she would end up with Ray, because Ray is from the planet Oni. He has a tiger outfit just like her, and you know, if she decides to pull her electric attack on him, he could just turn into a tiger cow and body slam her or something.
What animal is your character most like?
What is she most like? An animal. I would have to say a tiger, because her outfit's a tiger, so, you know, you have to keep it all in the same area.
What's one of your funniest moments in voice acting?
One of my funniest moments in voice acting. Wow. That's a hard one. My funniest moment in voice acting. I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to that one.
See outtakes.
See outtakes. Funniest moments in voice acting. Yes, see outtakes. What do I like about Lum? Well, she's hot, first of all, so it's always great to play a really hot character. She's real bubbly. It's fun to play a character that's so outgoing and, you know, fun.
What would you say the hardest thing about playing Lum is?
The hardest thing The hardest thing about playing Lum would be... Sorry, you freaked me out. I didn't know what you were doing. Were you trying to look at my nose or something?
I was just looking.
Okay. The hardest thing about playing Lum, I would have to say, is when she freaks out because she has to scream at this very annoying high-pitched voice, and that's the hardest to do and to listen back to as well. So.
Which do you prefer, acting or directing?
Which do I prefer, acting or directing? I think I prefer directing because I have more control, and I like to be in control.
What's it like working with Anime Go?
What's it like to work with Anime Go? Well, I mean, they're a great company to work with. I don't really get to see them that much. You know, we talk a lot over the email, but most of the time when I go over there, they're really inviting. They all work in this cave. And no, they're a great bunch of people. Love them. Okay. What was the question?
Which, I'm sorry,
Okay.
moment or where?
Lum's my favorite moments for Lum. Well, I haven't got to see all of the movies, but from the first one, it would have to be where they were on her ship and she was trying to get him to put their engagement rings on their fingers, and he didn't want to, so she pretty much told him unless he did, she was going to give him a super duper electric shock, and so she pretty much made him do it. I thought that was hilarious.
If you could make any anime, what would be the plot?
If I could make any anime, okay, let me start over. I looked right at you. If I could make any anime, what would be the plot? I would have to say it would have to center around a monster truck rally. And the plot would be, I don't know if I could get very detailed, but it would have to be the girl monster truck winning would be the end, of course. But a monster truck rally, yeah.
Do you have any parting words or anything you'd like to say to UI fans?
Why do you watch this? No. Any parting words? Hold on.
Words?
Yeah, I'm doing my last question.
Last question.
No.
No.
You can come in here.
All right, go ahead, shoot.
All right.
Parting words.
Any parting words that I would have to give to UI fans is thanks for being UI fans, and keep watching. You know, I'd love to come up to somebody and they know who I am. Bye.